Nerderotic.com.
Welcome back to Nerderotic. My name is Gary Beekler, and I come to you from Nerderotic.com. And this is going to be a short, spoiler-free review of Shazam, which I just got back from 20 minutes ago. And I will tell you right now, I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. Well done, DC. That is two pretty good movies in a row. I know Aquaman is a flawed film. Some people didn't like it, but I did. Why did I like it? I'm not sure. Maybe it was because they didn't preach identity politics to me and just entertain me. And they made pretty much a mediocre Marvel Phase 1 film. And that's what DC and Warner Brothers needs to do. And they're going back to basics. And that's what they did with Shazam. I thought Shazam was better than Aquaman. Yes, I did. Maybe because I'm an old dad now. I got a soft spot for family movies about kids. And I know there's going to be comparisons to Big, and there's definitely nods to it. But I would compare it more to Sky High, to be honest with you. That's what it felt like in tone. It was more of a Disney film than Disney's put out in quite some time, or at least what we thought a Disney film should be. I don't know if Disney is that anymore. And this isn't about Disney. But of course, there'll be comparisons to Captain Marvel. This was much better than Captain Marvel. It had a lead character with a personality and a journey, an actual hero's journey. Billy Batson is played a little bit like the New 52 DC, and I'm getting in the weeds here. If you're a comic book fan, you know what I'm talking about. New 52 was kind of an era they had in DC Comics when I was running my comic shop, and I didn't like it at all, and I definitely didn't like the Billy Batson. But they don't go as postmodern as they did in the comics, so his origin is pretty good. It's a little rushed. Dr. Savannah's origin is a little rushed. John Glover is in this film, by the way. He's got a little cameo in here. People are going to ask me, is Black Adam referenced in the film? Well, Dwayne Johnson is a producer, and yes, he is referenced. I'm not going to tell you when. Again, there are no spoilers. What made this film work? Well, Zachary Levi, of course. He was great. He was charming. Very much the best of Chuck in this role. There are some actors and actresses that you may recognize, may not. At least one actor, if you're a CW fan, you're going to recognize. There is a bunch of surprises and Easter eggs that I'm not going to ruin for you at all. There are some stinger scenes at the end, so definitely stay till the very end. The mid-credits one is better than the one at the very end. There is a great song, exit song, as the end credits are going. That really is important to put in a film. A good, fun exit song that captures the tone of your film, and it's by one of my favorite artists, and it's one of my favorite songs. So that made me feel pretty good. There's kind of a fun credit scene at the end, and there's definitely nods to Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman. And it's firmly planted in the DCEU, and this hit its target audience perfectly because my 13-year-old son, Nerderotic Jr., is drawing a picture of Shazam right now. He is so fired up about this movie. He couldn't stop talking about it, and it's his favorite DC movie. So that's what you need to do, is get to the kids. How do you do that? Well, probably by not filling your film with a bunch of identity politics and just telling a superhero story. It's very comic book. And Shazam is a very silly comic book film. So the fact that DC was able to pull off a halfway decent Aquaman and Shazam is a miracle, is a freaking miracle. They went back to basics, and I believe it is working in tone. I don't know how people are going to react to this film, and I don't really care. This is how I feel. I would give it an 8 out of 10 because here in San Francisco, we're pretentious as hell. So we don't clap or laugh. Well, they don't. I'm not born here. So I clap and laugh and talk all the time in films. And I was laughing. People were laughing. People cheered at the end. This is the true Captain Marvel. And this was much better than Captain Marvel. It doesn't even hold a candle. So I don't care how much money it makes. I don't care if it flops when it comes out. I don't think it should. I think you should tell your friends that you're going to have a good time. It's a lot of fun. Bring the family. It definitely earns its PG-13 rating in one scene. Kind of shocking, actually, because in this family film, you get this whoa scene. You'll know what I'm talking about. Mark Strong did a decent job. The only question I have, and you will probably have the same question when you see the film, is maybe they should have cast somebody a little bit younger as it relates to his family and his origin story. Now, his origin story, it's pretty interesting. You're going to have to buy a lot of the DC, or in particular the Shazam cheesiness here, because they dive into it pretty hard. They don't back off. they own it. And that's probably why the movie worked for me so much, is they weren't afraid to go full on Fawcett with this. And they even reference Fawcett in the film, which was very cool that DC references the company they ripped Shazam off from, which they did. If you look into the story, there's a whole backstory between Superman and Shazam and DC Comics back in the day. But that being said, I was a huge fan of the 70s Shazam show. I grew up on that, so I'm old enough to remember Shazam and Isis. I love that show, so seeing it come to life, it just reminded me of that. It brought me back to being like 5 and 6 years old and watching that horrible TV show. I loved it, but it was bad. He was talking to cardboard gods in it with dry ice. If you go on YouTube and see it, it's pretty cheesy. So that is it. Shazam was good. I recommend it. And if you don't like it, well, you can, yell at me on a live stream or something like that. And, for anybody looking for a dark, sophisticated film, this is not it. But again, it's more like Sky High than it was Big. It is a family film. So you can't, it's hard to compare it to a Marvel film because Marvel is, been around a long time and it's taking itself very seriously these days. And this movie does not take itself too seriously, which is great. Good, wholesome fun, and God knows we could use some right about now. Please like, share, and subscribe. Go to nerdrotic.com for my live stream schedule. Have a great day, and may the small folks sing songs of your greatness.
Nerdrotic.com. Please subscribe.